Welcome to duty.
Humans interfacing with computers
for their own entertainment. The very notion disgusts me.
Look upon my works, foul creatures,
And weep at its magnificence.
All right. Hopefully the volume is acceptable. It looks like it's almost peaking. How about now? Okay. So, this is Battlefield 6. And it's actually... I think that overall the decisions that have been made for it so far are pretty good. Actually. In actuality. But the one thing that I don't like is how the TTK system works. The time to kill is a little high. And also, it seems that there's a heavy emphasis on attachments being really important. So to that end, when you look at weapons, for example, the weapons that are available for specific classes if they're closed out. Like you have the assault class is supposed to use assault rifles, obviously. But the only one that's actually really good is the G36. So if you look at other weapons like the AK-205 is trash. The M4 is okay for the carbine, but a carbine, whatever. But the M417 is the one that you want to actually use. And I've been sort of forcing myself to go through the unlock process for most of these to prove that. So when you look at the SVK, for example, here with the DMR status, by being in that in the box of DMR, it means that you're not going to get a one-hit kill with it, obviously, because that's how they need to divide it up in Call of Duty or Battlefield or whatever. But with the M14, you're going to have to hit somebody 3 times as opposed to 2 times with the SVK. So it's clear that some weapons in the game are just worse than other ones, and I don't understand why you would even use them. And those are usually the default ones. So the initial impression of the game when you're playing it is that, hey, wow, this is really terrible. And then once you get the better weapons, it's almost like it's almost like it's a completely different game. It has a completely different vibe to it. But they've done a lot of clever little things to sort of slow down the game and force you to work with other people. And it's very minute changes, I feel like, that actually made that happen. It's slight adjustments. Now, there's only 3 maps that are available for the beta, and they're all small. They're all of the smaller scale. I think that they want to force people to they want faster combat because they want to nail the if you can get close quarters down, then the longer ranges will be easier to deal with. I'm trying to think of what else is off the bat. It's kind of frustrating. All of the same problems that you have with the initial Battlefield series are still in this. So my standard loadout is usually I'm playing engineer, and the reason why is because if I don't, then most people won't take out the vehicles. For this round, I'm gonna just kind of cycle through so you can see what the difference is and why I might do that. There is no combat run in this, like combat sprint. So you can only sprint at 1 speed, except if you bring out the knife, you can sprint at what is the combat speed. And I don't think a lot of people know that. Let's see here. Hold on a second. All right, cool. Is my audio okay over there? Just want to make sure. All right, let's do this. So I'm playing on really, really low settings because obviously I'm trying to favor performance. I'm very twitchy about it. So it's not what I'm looking at, what you're looking at, is not representative of what the game looks like on most people's computers or consoles. I like the way that the maps are designed by using elevation and obstacles and verticality. They sort of divide the areas, like you see this hill up here. They've divided the areas into combat zones, which I think is really clever. So if someone is holding an area, then there's certain areas that are the choke points and the defensive points, and there probably won't be people spawning in there and just ganking you, out of turn or what have you. What is this? The 9K 311 or whatever. The AA system is terrible. It's not so bad for the when you are using missiles, but the planes themselves, if you try and hit them with the guns, it's impossible. And I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know how are you supposed to range find that. So most of the time you're just going to be using, bait him into shooting off his flares, wait for the lock. It's the same gameplay that has been for all of the other Battlefields. Right? And he should go down, right? Oh, I guess not. No, we got him. That is, in a nutshell, what the Battlefield anti-air experience is. And it's kind of a shame because this vehicle can't really be used for anything else. It's not a good gun platform for using against infantry, which you would think, it would shred infantry. It doesn't do that. It's also not. It's annoys vehicles. It doesn't really destroy them. And so once you bring it down to that, it's basically just having a Stinger missile that you have armor around, and that's kind of. I hate to say it's a downgrade from 2042, but it is. So, for example, if I want to use the 30mm explosive rounds that are in this thing, it's not really useful for taking down the structure that somebody might be in. It does very light damage, and it's not accurate enough at any kind of specific point in the distance to actually hit an enemy. It doesn't do enough damage or enough splash damage to be useful as a ground unit, which is why this thing nobody was in it. Because most people are not going to want to sit around and wait for one helicopter and one plane to spawn so that they can stay in this thing. If it was useful against other enemies, they would. So I take that as kind of a negative. Here's an example. You have to actually physically hit them. There's no splash damage. Alright, here. This might be a better example. Like, yes, I am bad. You know what I mean? I didn't hit, but it's also because I have, even the time that I've spent in it, I haven't been able to find a consistent range for what actually will hit. Like, where do you zero in? What distance to the arcs match? Oh no, I can't. I'm not an engineer. Usually I'm an engineer. Let's see here. Okay, good. Hopefully my voice is above the volume of the game. Now, if I get this down, I'm sure it'll be a lot better. And I do like the idea that they made it a burst fire because it varies it up a little bit. Alright, let's see what this does. That does some damage. Not against one of these, though. Game over, man. So the assault class has a lot of offensive firepower for infantry tactics. You have obviously you have your main weapon, which can be any selection for the most part, unless you're playing locked out mode, which I am. I do like that. I like the idea that they are. It's not that they're enforcing it, but it is an option that you can play a game mode where only weapons that are for the classes can be used, or the generic weapons. That is something that I like. But they basically give you two main weapons. So I can carry this shotgun, which is very overpowered at close distances. And I can carry my rifle. And I get 2 grenades from the grenade launcher, which is not as good as I remember. You know what I mean? So I shot a thermite grenade at him and it only did 72 damage, even though I'm pretty sure that I hit him right next to him. Whatever. Let's see here. So that was I didn't really show a very good example of the assault class, I guess, but I'm going to go engineer because it furthers what my point is about the class distinctions. So one of the things that I really like is that I can have an anti-air weapon, Stinger, and I can also have an RPG at the same time with 5 rounds for each of them. Now, if it was 2042, that'd be amazing. But the damage is not as pronounced in this game, except for against aircraft. Aircraft are very weak in Battlefield 6. At least on the closed quarters maps. So, pop. Yep. But he's not smart enough to get out of the kill box. So, goodbye. Goodbye. My name is Cleveland Brown. Alright, so the other thing is the RPG has a scope, which is nice. But it feels like it's even more neutered slightly from 2042. So 25 damage sounds pretty good. One of the things that I've noticed, though, is that the reason why I think it's a little bit weaker than, even though it might not be, is because if you have 1 or 2 engineers, if you have somebody taking care of the tank, it's almost impossible for one anti-tank unit to take out a tank. Which is, I mean, I can't complain. It makes sense that that's the meta. You know, how do it's competing damage models. So giving survivability to teamwork, I think, is a good idea. So yeah, there's that. I also think that it's not a bias, but I think that the weapons that are fast RPM, fast rate of fire, have a benefit over the slower, heavier hitting weapons. I haven't quite figured it out yet, but because I haven't unlocked all of the attachments for the heavier, beefier bullet guns, but so far I've noticed that there's a trend in it's much better to have a fast rate of fire than it is to have more damage per shot, unless you're going to kill them immediately. One of the things that I really, really like about what they brought from BFB, of all things, is the crouch sprint. That's amazing. And also, the crouch sprint means that you can, there's a lot of options in the way that you can engage it. So, like, I have it on toggle right now, and if I hit C, then I go into a crouch sprint. But if I hit C twice, I go into a slide. And then it continues in a crouch, in a sprint. I'm like, oh wow, they're really considering the chain of events. Instead of just what this button does and it activates, they're thinking about what am I going to be doing next as a player. I'm trying to slide into a dive. Am I trying to dive into, you know, a roll off a building? Like, you can do those things. And so I like that that's part of the thought process. It shows that they care, that they're paying attention. Now, I'm not a tank guy. I'm not very in on, I don't know much about the tank. I haven't spent a lot of time on it. I really like playing infantry in Battlefield. But I also don't want to give the enemy a neutral tank. So I can't really comment on it. But I do remember the ability to choose different shells in 2042 made, like, the heat shell was really good for infantry. So I can't compare. I don't know how good. All I know is that there's some sort of weird, they've added a lag to the guns turning, which is not something I remember from any other Battlefield. It's kind of annoying. But I play first person most of the time anyway, unless I'm trying to see what's around a corner. So I'm not sure. And I have not, since I haven't unlocked it, I don't know what other options there are to equip on your tank. There's not a lot of customization in the game, which is something that people were excited about because 2042, I think there was too much of it. It was too cartoony. Hey, that was okay. That's pretty good. It was getting a double kill through splash damage. That's not bad. My theory of mind about video games is that I favor on people should be able to do damage as opposed to take damage, because unless it's like a Halo type situation where the controller is king, I feel like it's better to reward a player who's good at being sneaky, or good at shooting, or good at tactics, than to punish them by making their enemy have, by making the time to kill higher, by giving more health to the enemy. I know that there has to be a happy medium, especially in a mainstream game, but I just feel like you shouldn't punish players by not giving them the ability to do a certain thing, if they can, if that makes any sense. Like, if there's 3 guys in a room and I can shoot them, I should be able to kill them. But in 6, it's a little bit harder because the time to kill is a little bit lower. Just a little bit. So part of the small level design, as you can see here, is like, this is clearly a choke point, and it's meant to separate the 2 areas. And so you do find a lot of people chilling in this spot, and it's like, okay, but this is the key point that needs to be held to dominate the other side of the map, and it's pretty even on both sides. There's a capture point here, this capture point F, but the thing about it is that it's very hard to hold because it's right near the spawn point of the enemy. So a lot of the time the games actually go for pretty long, even if, like, our team is just like, the team balance is not on for this match, you know what I mean? But we are not holding F because it's the hardest thing to hold. It's a very dense, compact place, very vertical, and vehicles are going to spawn right nearby. So there's a gradation. There's like a gradient of, like, I'll show you what I mean. I can hold that center point very easy. If I move out here, I'm very exposed to anybody that has an anti-tank thing or C4 or whatever. They can just peek out. They can hit me with their grenade launchers or whatever. There's no, as you can see, there's nowhere for me, right? Where am I supposed to hide? I can't. So this guy's gonna get real daring over here. Pop around the corner. He's gonna be a hero. Look, there he is, there he is! Check it out! Oh, buddy. Anyway, this is my point. There's no coverage over here, so it's very, very hard for you to just dominate a player's uncapped. Now, we still have special abilities. As you can see where I press 6 and there's this meter, this is like a super repair. So you have an emergency repair, which I like. I like the idea that there are high adrenaline, stressful moments. Because I would like to think that it's possible that in a high stress combat situation, someone would either be loading their gun faster or make more errors and mistakes. You know what I mean? So I like the idea, like especially in like Gears of War where you could load faster by clicking the button or whatever. That's the kind of thing that I like in a video game where there's a dynamic situation, as opposed to just giving somebody a critical hit. So I do like that there are these abilities that you can get, but I also like that they're not intrusive or overpowered, and they're not going to they're going to define a moment that already exists. They're not going to create a new situation with their item. It's not like in 2042 where you have a regenerating cluster grenade and that's going to just keep popping up. What you have is faster repair or something, emergency repair, or calling in a UAV like in Call of Duty. I like that. I think that's... I don't think that there's too much taken away and too much given. It fits right into what already exists. It just enhances it. Well, there you go. I'm very bad at this game. So I'm just checking some comments here. Yeah. Seems like they addressed my issues with V5. Yeah, yep, absolutely. I have not played War Thunder because there isn't a infantry component. I think that would be the only reason why I wouldn't. One of the other cool things that's in this is that you can, when you unlock these things, they actually unlock for when the main game comes out. So if you get this, what do you call it, this weapon package or whatever they call it here at the bottom, or this SMG package, it'll be available for you when you play Battlefield 6. They were smart enough to go, put your effort in now and you'll be rewarded later, because that's bait. That's good advertising. Now, part of the reason why I think this whole thing is cool is that the people that are involved in this were also involved in like the Respawn, Titanfall, Apex developer team, and that's the reason why I think that it plays more like Call of Duty in a good way as opposed to like a LARPing way. This is a street-based battle. I can't really tell you what map it's like, because none of these maps are really like any specific. It's like they combined all of the different things that they liked about other ones. So it's not really like Metro. If you look at the map, it's pretty open. It does play in a linear, like the way that people will show up will be in the center, but you can flank people. And it has the same concept as the other one, which is that there are choke points and wide open areas, and then there are areas that once you capture them, it pretty much frees up that area, like you liberate it. It's not like they're going to flank you, unless they're putting in that effort, which has always been a Battlefield thing. If there's like a squad that wants to go in there and sneak around and plant a spawn point, that happens. Okay, so I think we're playing Breakthrough here, and they basically made Rush, but it's 48-player Rush, which is interesting. It's not 64 players, which I think is a good thing. I would not suggest the Rush maps being designed for 64 players, because or you'd have to add more objectives for that to make sense. But yeah, I mean, it's very cool how the destruction actually in this one has value to it. Like, these guys thought that these walls were protecting them, but it wasn't coverage, it was just concealment. And as they break, the combat style around the area changes. The only thing that I wish that they included was a builder's kit, like being able to fortify areas. I really feel like that would have improved it. So as you can see, like you can go around edges. You can travel around the side. You are not stuck going down specific lanes. And you can even do one of these. And it's highly effective. Wow, I guess I'm on good teams. Usually it's not this easy, I gotta admit. We must have an unusually good team here. I gotta play medic so that I can show what the medic class is like. That's what I was talking about with like the guns not really doing a lot of damage. It feels like I have to stick with it a little bit more than usual with the carbine. Carbineer. And the P320 is atrocious. It only does 17 damage per hit, which means you gotta hit like 6 times. Not very optimal. Alright. So, medic class. Support class. One of the things that I do like about changes, simplifications, is that the medic class, as a support class, is the main machine gunner, and the medic kit is also a ammunition box. I'm not a fan of the machine guns. I think it's really, really difficult to get machine guns right in video games because in real life they do like it's like a sniper that shoots fast, you know. But in video games, machine guns are like, oh, it's like a big SMG. It just shoots a little .22, doesn't it? So the job of the support class is obviously you have this health kit and it reloads, as you can see in the corner, the rest of your gear and your gadgets. And your job is to revive. So you're giving ammunition, you're reviving people, of course, and then you can also use these walls, just like the ones from 2042, and they're pretty effective. I've seen that they're relatively effective as what they appear to be, which are like little portable cover things, but they're really effective when something is destroyed. You can block like a doorway. But yeah, there's a lot of things in this game that are actually surprising. Like it's actually using the cover, like being able to put your gun on a wall and brace it, actually is effective most of the time. It actually does fix your recoil in a lot of ways. So that's something that I appreciate. I just don't think that the machine guns are very good. I haven't unlocked very much for them, but I haven't been able to figure out what's the right way to run around with them. Let's see here. Yeah, the other thing is that you think that there is a suppression aspect to it, but they really haven't brought that back where it was like blurry. I enjoyed that. I thought that was pretty cool, but it's not like that. Yeah, there's your shield being effective. Revive is instantaneous, but if you drag revive, then it takes time, which is weird. I've heard people say that this Ultimax is the best machine gun, but I have no idea what they're talking about because the rate of fire is so low on it that it feels like I'm doing no damage at all, nothing at all. Oh man. I mean, there's somebody shooting with an Ultimax. I mean, it's a KTS one head. So another thing is that it's in typical Battlefield fashion. There really aren't a lot of people running around doing heals. Not a lot, unless it's your squad. and I understand like it's hard sometimes to get there, but a lot of people they're not paying attention. They're just doing the TDM thing and running around like a chicken with their head cut off. That hasn't changed. I don't know how you can change that. That's like human nature. But we do the best that we can. What the hell? Come on. It's not working. Oh, because this guy's in there. So another thing is that when you get hit, there's like a lag period for health and damage. Like if you get damaged, and your health bar is sort of in the corner here where the squad information is. When that happens, you have to, it's like Halo or I guess Call of Duty, where you have to wait for your shields to recharge. And so there is regenerating health. But even when you use a medical thing, you still have that aspect where you still have to wait. It's not instant, and it doesn't seem to be that much. You know what I mean? It doesn't. Let's see here. Like, okay, I activate it. There's a temporary health bar, and then the rest of the health bar has to catch up to it. So I don't know. I don't know exactly how that works. I haven't figured it out yet. But it's interesting how there's not just one health bar. There's sort of like a temporary bar that fills up for it. Okay, so this is a good... You can corner peek, which is cool, because it actually works now. Like, before it didn't really work in games. It feels like it actually does minimize your profile. But also, you can corner peek and then... Let's see if I can do this right. And then you can mount your gun, like a bracelet. And it really does help the recoil. So that's what it's braced, and then if we just peek... It's a little bit. It gives you like a fixed. It feels like it's doing something. It's not arbitrary, which I like. A lot of the time before in these games, I just feel like it's arbitrary. So another thing is that you can see like the amount of people that are here on screen. It's pretty substantial. Like, people they need to be working together to take out the team who's also bunched up. The way that they've designed these lanes that you're supposed to fight in. And it does make it feel a little bit more slow and deliberate, as opposed to 2042, which was more immersive. Where you could just like, people just running around and doing shit. Come on, buddy. Okay, so like now I want to get over there, but I gotta heal up first. And my temporary wounds or whatever versus the actual wounds, I have to wait. It's not too long, I guess. But you can see that there is that element of just like wonton, just people running directly into getting blown up. Not much you can do about that. You know, these people are not, they just want to get in there really bad. But this is a defensive game now. The game favors not sprinting into... Maybe you should be a little more clever. Maybe you should play an angle. Maybe you should play a position. Maybe you should figure out where they are and let them come to you and be a little bit more conservative. And I think that that's made it seem like it's a little bit more of a camping game. But if you camp, like I'm on a fence right now, I can't do that. I have to move up. But you should maybe play it in waves, like you're going to move up gradually. Maybe you wait for you kill them off and then you move up while they're respawning, that kind of thing. You have to pay attention to that. Come on! I knew that guy was still there. Leave me alone. Sir, please leave me alone. Yeah, I mean, when you look at the scene, like people trying to use, they need to use cover. There's this choke point. There's angles. There's this verticality that we need to have. There's a player over here. There's predictable locations that you know that they're going to be in, and you have to find your way to force it through. You have to use your team. You have to cover them. You have to, do all those things. There's also a thing now that tells you where the fire is coming from. It's that little white indicator that flashes. I thought that was a nice touch. Like, you go, okay, they are shooting at me from there. If you have, like audio, like if you can't hear, if you're deaf, and you're just playing the game in visuals, it has that accessibility for you. This dragging mechanic is perfect. They made it work. Like, it works exactly how you think it's going to work. You grab them once you get into range, and you just pull them towards you, and it actually will get you out of many circumstances. It will prevent them from being able to kill your guy, and that can change the tide of the battle. What else? Let's see. The destruction, it doesn't, like, it is, there's destruction for a lot of the walls, but there's not a lot of destruction to the main structures. So if you think that these buildings are going to be cleared away like it's BattleBit, that's not going to happen. Which is kind of a shame. But also, I get it. What are you going to do? You're going to let them blow apart the whole thing, and then the whole match would lose consistency. It would just be flat. Turn to Zaza. So that's why I was explaining, like, this, it has this sort of urban combat realism to it, even though it's still arcadey in every way. It's still completely arcadey. But the idea that you have these corners that can be covered by a squad is actually really cool. Let's see here. Okay, so we did that. Let's try I mean, it's not going to be helpful here, but okay, so I don't have my sniper rifle because I'm using a shotgun. Because it's way more effective at this close quarters shit. And just like Call of Duty, it's very smart to play. Oh shit, that's not right. It's smart to play the minimap. Because that's what's going to give you the edge. So I just called in a UAV, which you can do. I can't help you. Oh man, I thought that was gonna do something. Yeah. So realistically, if there's no engineer that's killed the tank that was on this, like, the reason why we're gonna lose is because we don't have enough coverage of the infantry, but we weren't strong pointing with the vehicle at all. So let's try some assault, because we need to break up the momentum. Yeah, I know. I was complaining about it earlier when I started, because I didn't like the weapons and stuff that I was using. But once it sort of became clear which things were worthy of unlocking, the game got a lot better. But the foundation that they built is really good. I dig it. Man. So I don't know exactly what the injector does. It doesn't really heal you up faster, I don't think, but it makes it so that, like, you can hear people or something. It's kind of odd. There's no way that we can do it with this team composition like this. No. It's not happening, buddy. Like, we need to push out. Like, this is not it, man. We need flanks. We need to get out of this situation. In any direction. If we just pushed in one direction, it would be fine. I don't like how, like, it's kind of hard to see. There's like a eye darkness transition thing when you go into rooms from the outside. You can't. There's like a transition where you can't really see. I guess people are like, well, it's just like your eyesight, but it really is annoying. Come on, man. Whew. Yeah, it's I like the intensity of the battles. I like the way that it feels like you get a shot, maybe. So when I complain about the TTK, maybe it's not so bad, huh? Maybe it actually does give you the advantage. But then maybe it's quick enough so that you deserve what you get. And we're gonna lose because we are not smart. We might not survive another attack. Alright, let's do a carbine. Now, if you think that a carbine... Oh, wait, actually... Let's... Oh, damn it. I haven't gotten used to the keys yet. This guy is really wasting the IFV. I mean, it's bad. Goodness gracious, buddy. This is what I was talking about with like the engineer thing. Like, there's a vehicle here. It needs to be dealt with. If you're not dealing with it, we're not gonna. There's no. We have no chance. If you're not dealing with it, we have no chance. And since nobody's dealing with it, somebody has to. Absolutely owned. Someone's hacking. Well, there we go. But yeah, the tanks are used as like using like in Call of Duty 2, where you got to use the tanks in the campaign as the wall of defense. It is like that. Let's see here. I don't like breakthrough. I don't like the idea of the static attack defend paradigm. I don't think it works very well. There's better versions of the concept that they were working on as experiments in Battlefield Labs. Like, I like the tug of war one. Chainlink from Battlefield 4 was interesting. I like the Titan mode from 2142, where holding conquest points allows you to have a breakthrough. Like, if you played Conquest and then at the end, after you beat, like, you unlocked a certain amount of points or whatever, or took away a certain amount of points, then you would have to blow up an MCOM station. I think that would be interesting. I just think that there can be more dynamic games if you just add objectives and like swap it up. Like, if you play Conquest 250% of the map and then suddenly it changes to domination, that would be, why not? I mean, what's stopping you from doing that? Nothing, really. I mean, just the idea that the game has to be one thing. But for what it is, the gameplay loop is really good. And it's better than 2042. And it's better than 5. And it's at least as good as 1. And then I think the 4 comparisons, if everybody's glazing it like it's Battlefield 4 and 3, then I guess it's as good. I never saw what was very special about those. Alright, let's see here. Where's the matchmaking here? Did it crash? Oh, there we go. Next game ready. Conquest on Liberation Peak. Okay, so we've played 2 of 3 maps. We haven't played the newest map, which is the New York map, which I think is the most complicated and weirdest. I'm also convinced that when it comes to Battlefield games, that the map design can be a lot of different things, but what you really need are obstacles and cover design. Like, if it's just open, the map can be designed in any shape you want. It just has to have things to duck for cover and stuff. Should let me be the gunner. So another thing is that the vehicle speed, vehicles can move faster than the player can run, which I like. So that means that, like, the vehicle is a faster way to get to a location, which incentivizes you getting in it and using it as a transport. Let's see here. So I think that they're making changes. I heard that they're making changes to Recon class. It won't be the class that can spawn players. I'm not sure if that's true, though. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. What's he doing? So the way that this one was designed is that it's obvious that C is the main point to control, but the other neutral point is D. So you have this thing where there's a higher area and a lower area on both sides. Like, both sides have different elevations that they're trying to defend. And it creates this kind of like yin-yang sort of thing, where there's always a weak side. Let's go! Just like old times, huh? I guess not. Shiny. Nice. So unlike a lot of the other buildings, these buildings are pretty destructible. I mean, you remember them, they look like the Battlefield 1 buildings. But most of them can be blown to pieces. Inside out kind of way. See, like, the buildings can really be destroyed. What's going on there? Got a little bit of lag here, sir. I like how bullets can do damage to helicopters again. You don't need, like, special ammunition. Suffer! So scope glare is pretty pronounced in this game. You know what I mean? You can see him coming. Come on, buddy. I am so bad at this. I am not a sniper at all. As if you can't tell, I'm not good with long-range weapons. But it's mostly because I feel like the bullet speed in these games is slower than it would be in real life. It's kind of hard to guesstimate where it's going to be at because I feel like I'm fighting it. I feel like I have to, you know, shoot it like a crossbow or something. Not very efficient. This is a much more effective weapon. Using your M1 Abrams tank is as easy as pointing and shooting at your enemy. I'm so bad with that. Yeah, buildings have been the same since Bad Company. Absolutely. Okay, so I'm doing a really bad job of demonstrating the DMR, but yeah, whatever. I'll still use it. I need to force myself to improve it anyway because it's not configured the way it needs to be. But yeah, I really don't like the way that single-shot weapons work in this game. I never did. I just don't like the way that semi-automatic weapons work in video games. It just feels counterintuitive. Unless it's like a hardcore style game. It just feels like artificial trigger reset that's longer than necessary. Like, you could probably shoot this gun way faster in real life, you know, at close, in panic shooting, than the game forcing you not to. And I find that to be a little bit odd. I just have always disliked that. But switching to your sidearm is not much better. That's the other thing. So, I mean, this is the other thing. Okay, so what's the point of carrying around C4 if this guy can see me from his third-person perspective? You know what I mean? Nice. Anyway, so Recon, I feel like, does not really have much of a job. There's not much you can do. I mean, what, you're gonna snipe? How does that really, you know, how does that move the football down the field? You're gonna plant your radar so that you can see where they're gonna be, and then you're gonna plant your spawn point so that you can spawn on a place that you normally wouldn't be able to be. Which I like how it's not very visible. I mean, not very noticeable. But then what? Then I'm just gonna post up with my sniper rifle and take pot shots at people, and if I hit people in the head, they'll die. But if I hit them in the chest, they won't. You know? Like, what am I supposed to do there? Nothing. Just die. Okay. So when people complain about snipers, it's not just them. It's also what the class is able to do. And what are you supposed to? What can you do if you're kitted out with a sniper rifle as a recon, and even as a recon with your utility? Your character doesn't have that much utility.
The task is to hit that objective.
So, I feel the sniper is a miss, and mostly because I'm bad at it. Nice. Real nice, like. It is nice that the thing that regenerates is the motion detector, because when you do that, it means that you can move between areas. Like, I should have put down the motion detector, but it's only applicable if my teammate is able to capitalize on it. So the recon is a really, really, really support oriented, but doesn't have a lot of support to give. Like, what am I supposed to do there? Switch to my sidearm and then shoot this guy with the 17 shot? It's not going to happen. So I'm just going to keep dying as recon, unless I sit back and act like a douche. Like, oh, okay, I'm just going to sit here and wait for somebody to poke their head out, which doesn't. It really doesn't help. I have yet to see a sniper make a difference in a battle yet. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I got him. I got him, guys. But I didn't. Oh no. So it's one of those. I just feel that way. And if we switch it out to something that might be more useful, let's go with the M417, right? So if I switch to something that's going to be a little bit more, give me a little bit more close range, mid range efficacy, I'll be able to properly help my teammates. Yeah, a little better. Now it has a huge kick because it's 7.62 by 51. Full automatic. Oh, great. But yeah, it's not. It's what I'm saying is that the compromises on some of these classes makes it so that it's like, well, why would you even roll that? What's the point of that? And that it goes to show why I'm always playing. Oh, let's just go play engineer, because there's going to be a guy there that's in a vehicle. There's going to be multiple vehicles that I can engage with. All of those vehicles, if they're left alone, can dominate the battlefield. And I can engage troops at multiple different distances with the tank weapon. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have to just use my primary weapon if I don't... Fuck. It's amazing. But yeah, what I'm suggesting is that when you are not kitted with the proper kit, when you're using something that is not optimized for, like, if it's not all kitted out, if it's not all upgraded, then you're going to be at a huge disadvantage. It's going to be that. It's not going to be necessarily your playstyle. And that's another thing that I think is really interesting. If you're playing the game well, if you're playing it poorly, it does matter what you're carrying on with you, because if you're not, you're just going to be stuck with a subpar weapon that's not going to be able to get the job done. But for the most part, the thing that matters the most is team. You really need a team that's smart. You can't do it all on your own, and I think that that's the reason why the game is actually pretty interesting. Because in 2042, you could do a lot of wacky stuff as one player. But in 6, to hold an area, if there's a lot of guys, you need somebody else to cover your back. What else have I shown yet? Some of the movement stuff, like being able to roll out of a fall, because you're usually not jumping from such a height that it'll even activate. So it's like, if I go up here maybe and fall all the way here. See, do a mirror's edge roll, which I like. It's cool, but you're probably not going to be doing it. And I think it also works with spacebar. I'm not sure. I got eyes on enemy tanks. Oh, now I'm out of ammo. So, how hard is it to get ammo? Well, it's a lot easier now because you can get it from a health pack. And as you can see, it takes time for it to reload, but your gadgets will load up faster than they did in 2042. And they reload on a cycle. So you can sit here for, 20 seconds and get a full kit if you want. Or you can get that last shot that you really need and get out there. What I don't like is I don't like that it doesn't... I think it should just stay there. I think that, like, if you leave while the gauge is halfway full, I think it should just stay where it's at. And then finish off when you get to another ammunition thing. But, I don't know... It doesn't really matter. It's just a little thing that I think it is. Yeah, so taken in totality, what they've presented is a pretty compelling argument for them making a good Battlefield game, which is something that I thought I wouldn't say in the last years or so, like 5 years plus. Like I thought that 2042 was average because they fixed it, but it being average was averaging out. It wasn't like, oh, all these things put together. It was like some things are good and other things are ridiculous. So I like that they sort of evened out the good parts. Like this object's good, this object's good, this is good. Every detail and every general thing that they're working on, they've done pretty well. God, that gun sucks so much. Almost as bad as me. Oh yeah, another thing is that melee attacks, if it's not like an execution, it will only do a third of the damage. You need to stab somebody 3 times, like slash them to actually get them. We're gonna get overrun here. I'm about to die. Oh well. Yeah, typical destruction. The other thing with the engineer class, because I don't think I showed this, is that like there is another thing, which is they have motion sensor mines now. So the mine will go off like a javelin if it's nearby, but it has a lot less utility than carrying both the Stinger and the AT. You know, the RPG. Excuse me. And then with the other classes, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of options. You can go explosive or thermobaric, and the explosive is probably better for the assault. There's also this field spec thing here, which is like that special ability class, and I guarantee there's going to be more than just this. This seems like it's going to be like a perk thing that you can choose. There's frag, flash, and smoke. There's not a lot of grenade options. Recon doesn't have anything else, I don't think. Yeah, they only have C4 in the deploy thing. The medic doesn't have anything else, so it's pretty limited, except for the engineer has these 2 different things. So let's see. Because there really is nothing. Okay, I guess there's a vehicle over here at C. So let's do this. So I haven't demoed. I mean, I guess for the last couple of deaths I've played the SMGs. I find the SMGs to be just so weak. They are just so weak. I hate them. I feel like they do not do enough damage. You have to really like laser in on them. And this is like a fully kitted one that has all of the bells and whistles on it. It's just nothing. No, there's no advantage around a corner. Like it just won't work for you. So, and I even think that the SIG SMG is even worse. I'm not even sure though. So yeah, you can take out the drones that your enemy calls in. Alright, let's see here. Yeah, it puts you in this position where you can't just run to the next position. You have to work out what you're gonna do. You can't just do things willy-nilly.
Fuck, I'm bleeding out.
Let's see. I bet the medic won't come get me because I'm. Oh, maybe will. Maybe he will. How brave is he? How much balls does he have? Nope. Not gonna happen. So yeah, it does become this thing where the momentum that your team has is also related to how well you're going to be able to do and take advantage of the situation. Because it's not going to work if you're just doing it all by yourself. It's not going to happen. Which I think is good because it brings us back to that. To me, is like what the roots of Battlefield were. Is this joint operation and this teamwork shit. Which is why I'm always playing. I always find myself playing some sort of tech class and engineering class or whatever in this shit because you just know that your team is not going to be. Most people are not going to be interested in that. They're just going to be trying to TDM infantry, run around, find the next kill, dopamine hit type thing. Instead of trying to play the positions and work with your team to get, because this tank thing is the reason why we're not able to move up. So if somebody can take out the guys that are healing the tank, then I'll be able to take out the tank. If they can give me ammunition to be able to take out the tank. But it's not going to happen if I'm just shooting the tank because we need that extra bit. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. I'm surprised the game hasn't crashed. All right. So I've been playing just like the generic closed weapon all-out warfare. They have Conquest, they have Squad Deathmatch. All-out warfare is a combination of Conquest, Breakthrough, and Rush in no particular order. Close quarters, which is so I like what they've done here, where it's sort of like they make playlists, and you can do a custom search for the kinds of games that you want to play. So let's see. Iberian Offensive. Oh, I guess there are 4 maps. Yeah, okay, let's do this. We've only been playing the 2 maps. Let's see what we got here. So if I want to play this specific map, I can do that. As for like what I was talking about with the weapons, I'll look at the weapons when we load up. So this is the New York map. I don't like it, but I also haven't played enough of it to have an opinion that's valid. It has an extreme. Well, I guess on this mode, what is this? Conquest? No, yeah, this is really weird. Because there's a lot of verticality in these main buildings, and then there's closed areas over here. So if you look on the map where like all the players are, you can see that they're just sort of coagulating around one area because it's going to be there's too many ins and outs of these areas. People will just poke their head out. So again, squad work would really help. Let's look here. Okay, so. This gun is terrible, but we know that. It's got, if we have this attachment point system where you can only use a certain amount of points and each attachment has a point value. There are different ammunitions that you can choose from, but I gotta be honest, I don't really understand I don't know if I noticed the difference. This one says it does more headshot damage. This one says it does more penetration and ADS movement speed. I don't know why that would be. Why would having plastic bullet, because it's lighter or something? So now you can like aim better, like I guess. But 2 points of mobility versus what? What is this? Oh, headshot damage. I guess there's a bonus to the headshot damage. So, all right, we'll use the polymer core, and we got the standard barrel, we got the improved handling barrel, and the hipfire accuracy and aiming speed barrel. Okay, we'll use the small barrel. These matter a lot. If you use the flash hider, it's like the silencer or the suppressor or whatever, where they won't see you on the mini-map for a certain distance, I think. But the guns without the brakes are really terrible when it comes to bloom and recoil. Okay, fine. So, weapon performance in semi-auto with the match trigger. I don't know what that does. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what difference that makes. Longer magazine from the RPK. Okay, whatever. You've got grips, and it's okay. Aimed accuracy when moving. Cost of handling for exchanged for maximum recoil. Enhanced, whatever that means, enhanced recoil at the cost of handling when aiming. So which one of these are really going to be, you're going to be doing the same thing no matter what. So that's an interesting thing, I think, is like, you want as much recoil management as possible, but also using the laser gives you hipfire accuracy. So if you don't have the laser, your hipfire, if you just get like ganked around a corner, you're not going to be able to do anything. Okay, so let's just go all the way to what's the simplest red dot. Moderate recoil. We want enhanced recoil. Okay, we want enhanced recoil. Right? Let's go full recoil system or whatever. I shouldn't even do the engineering class, but okay. So this is the Empire State map, and it's like, the one that I remember is, it's like that Battlefield 1 map where there's like the docks. That's the one that it reminds me of. So, because there are all these unbreakable buildings and stuff, see, I don't know what that was. I don't get it. I mean, I know that I wasn't like aiming at him the whole time, but I was dragging the recoil, the crosshair. I'm dragging it around where you would expect the bullets to go, but what's the recoil pattern? It should just be following where I'm aiming, right? Or am I mistaken? Defeated. My point about the focus on the attachments is that like the guns are terrible unless you fit them and kit them properly, and even if you do that, sometimes they're still terrible. And so because you have all of the focus on the attachments as opposed to the base gun values, it sort of makes it so that it's really hard to balance them in general. Like, what are you taking away from? What are you adding to with the attachments? And it's an unlock process, and you're unlocking better weapons. And I don't know if they're going to have balanced weapons by the end of it. It just reminds me of like Counter-Strike, where everybody's just going to use the MP5 or the AR. Oh, here we go. It crashed. Nice. First crash of the day. One of the things that was funny is it was getting graphics driver hangs that would crash and then it wouldn't load again, and I would have to restart the computer. It would just time out. It would be a driver timeout. But yeah, so the attachments, too much focus on all these different attachments so that the balance for the characters doesn't feel good. It's hard to pinpoint what you think the best loadout is. And then the way that New York map was set up, what I was saying about it was that it makes people like, it's very hard to move around, so it feels like people play more cowardly, which creates an emphasis on teamwork. So I think that voice is going to become important way to win the game. You gotta actually coordinate with your teammates. All right, let's try this again. But yeah, like I'm just fixated, and it feels a little tismatic, but I am fixated on the weapons just not being, just being poor. There's just something about it. Like, it just you feel weak with certain weapons, and some weapons you're like, wow, this is way too good. There's something about it. Like, this is going to do 33 damage, but the control is so bad. But the control says that it's better than the other ones. But I guarantee if I use this one, the G36, you'll see that it's like just way better, even though I haven't unlocked anything for it.
We're engaging objective Echo. Hostile forces are attacking
Oh.
Charlie.
I have not been able to play this map very well yet because it's just, there's so many ins and outs everywhere. Let's see. Right, we're gonna lose the match already. Okay. See how they design like a playground, but on this map, there's a lot of coverage from outside the battle area, where the enemies outside it can affect what's going on inside this labyrinth, and it's really, really compact and jammed. I'm not surprised that this was added on the second week, because I don't think that people are going to like this map. It just feels too hectic. Another thing is that you can't shoot and move at all. Like you really have to slow down. You have to find your spot, and then you have to zone in and get it. Because if you're moving while you're shooting, then the bloom factor changes. I've noticed. But look at how busy this is. It's so like they could shoot me from here, from there, from there. Then there's all this area. They could just come out of any corner. I mean, it's really hellishly urban, and I'm not complaining. I'm just noticing that that's a factor here. Look at how open you can be up here or here, and there's really nothing that you can do about it. Damn, this sucks. This map just feels like there's not really a lot of cohesion to it. Like it's all over the place. They're everywhere. Yeah, and there's a perfect example of kind of what I'm talking about, where like I can shoot a bunch of bullets into one guy and it's not going to really affect his teammates. There's not a lot of chance that you have to take out multiple guys at once because they're just going to absorb all of the shots. So that's something that I don't know if I like, because I don't think the bullets travel through them very well. Alright, let's see here. Much easier to see. Like, it's good to have a lot of bullets, but it's much better to have low recoil and aim down the sight speed and that kind of stuff. But I really feel like this map is going to get redesigned because it's too chaotic. And like I really couldn't see that guy. I mean, I'm not trying to pull a DSP there, but like I don't think I could see that guy because of the way that the lighting system works. Just random. Okay. I guess. Yeah, so this is when you pull out your shotgun. Wait, wrong. I should play this one. Yeah, let's do this. And because it's such a tight quarters map, we'll use the... Well, yeah. I think I've shown this one. Right? Yeah, okay. M4 time. Because I've noticed that the M4 is very good hipfire for some reason. Like, they've just chosen arbitrarily, like, okay, this one will be the hipfire one, and this one will be the heavy damage one, and this one will be the fast one. Okay, I guess.
Hostiles are attacking Alpha. Our mission is under threat. Refocus and
Yeah, how are you exactly supposed to control this area? Like, where is everybody coming from? Alrighty. Let's lose the game and go to the next one, because this is not gonna change.
we have secured Bravo. Our troops have neutralized objective Charlie. Attention, attack support is needed on the marked objective.
Yeah, okay, he's there. Where is everybody else gonna be? You know what I mean? Where are the other players? Where are people gonna spawn in on the other team in this area? Like, this is the capture area, so where are the other people gonna spawn? Back there?
Be advised, hostile attack confirmed on Charlie.
So bad.
Cover me!
But it is true. Alright, finish that match, because that was terrible. That was awful. But yeah, I don't like that match. I don't really understand. Like, I get it, what they're trying to do, but I think that that's a botch. I don't think that they... And I don't know if it's just because I'm not good at playing the map, but I also don't know how to play the map. And I would love somebody to explain to me what the optimal way to do that is. Yeah, it's not locker. It's not like, okay, lane, control lane, whatever. It's way all over the place. All right. Same map. Let's do it. We're gonna do it the right way. As intended. Now, I don't use the laser sights on the shotguns because it doesn't make any sense for your spread to be any smaller. Right? You want to,
We now hold Echo.
you want to get that broad. Oh, it's the other map. Okay. This map feels like a combination of the Peak map and the New York map, because it still has that, like, silly verticality thing, but it's a little less chaotic where things are not necessarily on top of each other. But there's still a ton of city-based chaos. Like, this building structure here is ridiculous. There's just so much activity. You're going to be stumbling over the enemies inside, because there's also destruction and particle effects going off at the same time. Why does the M4 have this much recoil? I don't know what you're talking about, buddy. I'm not familiar with that. I'm not familiar with the recoil of the M4 being as much as it is in this game. Does that make sense? But anyway, the lore of this map is that if you play on the NATO side, and I am on the NATO side, you always lose, because the way that this HQ is lower than the HQ that's over here, you know, like elevation wise, and the amount of, like, you can only go this way or out this way, and you can kind of peek through this way. But since there's only 3 ways in and they have all of this area that they can control, you basically can get stuck between E and HQ and lose D, and it's over. Like, if it's just this area, you're screwed and you just fight over E. Like, I think it'll happen very shortly. I think you'll see what I'm talking about. Like, here we go. They're already taking E, so I'm just saying, I don't believe that that's what the M4 recoil should be like.
Let's move. Rapid spare ammo.
Because it's like all open space here. So how are we supposed to do that? What are we supposed to do here? Just go out and get shot?
Echo has been captured by hostiles. Objective Charlie has been captured by hostiles.
You have to control that center point to get it.
Enemy forces have taken objective Charlie.
But to do that, I have to be, you need to be backed up in the corner over here. Because otherwise, you're just going to get ganked from the side all the time. So yeah, that's my premium frustration here, is that there's something about the weapons that just feels off for a lot of them. It just doesn't feel right.
More objectives. Let's hold it.
I make no bones about it. Like, if someone shoots me around a corner like that, it's like, yeah, I get it. You got me. But when I'm engaging medium distance with an M4 and it's got more recoil than the AK or something, I'm like, it doesn't sound right to me. It doesn't. There's something about that. You know what I mean? That if I don't look, I'm just shooting. I don't think so. I don't think that the AR actually works like that. But then people get on my case about it. They're like, well, what do you know, Mr. Navy SEAL over here. So aim low is the message. Yeah, so I don't like this map. I don't like the New York map because this is the, like I said, like, what did I say? I said we're going to lose based on the fact that we have to control these 2 incredibly hard to defend positions that are wide open, and they can come at it from multiple angles, and they have a higher elevation that they're coming from over here, and then over on the other side, they can lock off that area. Like, they can hold that position as their spawn point. Pittance of damage. I don't know, man. I don't know. He just all my shots missed because of the recoil. Okay. That's right, buddy. I don't know. A little funky over here. These lanes are just so stupid. Like, what are you supposed to do here? I really don't get it. Like, it's just a wide open area, okay. And now what? Run and die. That's what's gonna happen. And then they can come at you from the back over here too. So we need to take D. Realistically, we need D and E just as a basis to survive. But we won't even be able to hold them because they can cut through the middle over here. And this area is incredibly hard to hold. Wow, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Motherfuck. Come on, man. It's me, Joe Biden. Come on, man. Incredible gameplay.
Enemy has secured the lead.
And so you think to yourself, okay, nobody's gonna come and like res me, so I should, you know what, I'm gonna be the one. I'm gonna be the guy. I'm gonna get in there. I'm gonna be a good guy. I'm gonna help. Let's see how far that gets us. And this is another thing that's funny. So assault, like there's a difference between a carbine and an assault, or a carbine and an assault rifle. And this is an M433, and then the M4 is also a 5.56 based rifle. But this one does more damage. Same bullet, this one does more damage. Almost the same barrel length, does more damage. Does that make sense? Yeah, here's the chaos of this area, because what you have is once there's a destruction of a wall, then the whole thing is open. And now it's just, you'll see, it's just hey boss, I'm coming through the doorway, boss. So it's very hard to hold C, and since you're not able to hold E, what happens is this whole area becomes dominated by the other team. And then what are you supposed to do? You can't win. NATO cannot win on this level. I don't think I've seen it. Maybe once in Blue Moon I've seen it. But it's one of those things that makes you go like, wow, the game really does favor one side of this map. What else we got? Guy can't see through the dust. Another mediocre match. Guaranteed. It's like, okay, lane here, openings, and he's gonna spawn from up here. Right? Yeah. Cool. So when this map comes up, my eyes just kind of glaze over, because you know it's gonna. I'm explaining what's gonna happen as it's happening, and I'm not. What am I supposed to do? I can do something by playing, like play better or something like that, but I don't think that there's a strategy. I think that it's like the map is this way. I've seen people try and work harder at it, but this, like for example, this corner, how are you supposed to get around this corner? Look, enemies can come from this direction by coming from, what is it, C. And then they can come from over here from C. And then they can be over here, and they can be coming from here. So if I'm here, I'm out, and this guy can hit me over here. And then they can flank me from over here. There'll be a guy that will come up from anywhere over here. And it would be a little bit easier if the weapons did more damage, maybe. But no, it's not going to happen. Can't do that. Interesting. So, I don't find this map fun because of the aforementioned. And I know that it will get good or whatever, but I don't know. I just don't know. Like, why is that guy there? Huh? There you go. There can be... this corner's open and that corner's open. And it's the same story every time. It's not the same bullet murder. No, there's there. No, I really don't. I just feel like it's once you play the classes, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Like, so you really want it to be like, okay, this gun will work, this gun will work, and it just doesn't work like that. There's not. I don't think that there's a way to get around some of the hard. What do you call it? Hard counters. So yeah, I think that this kind of map really burns out the interest in the game, because the bigger maps make more sense. This one, I don't know. It's just, it's unpleasant because there's no real good option that I could pick here that's going to help me do anything. You know what I mean? Look at this. Our entire team, even though they're spawning from HQ and they're in a concentrated area, they can't really do anything about it. Alright. It looks like we have the advantage, right? Like, we should be able to make something happen. So we got the IFV, we got the players concentrated, let's get in there, we're going to do it. And it's just not going to work like that, because there's no way to choke, there's no powerful angle here. There's no position that you can get to that's like higher elevation, that you can get an advantage on the enemies. There's not really a good place to... Like, there's nowhere for the tank to go if it needs somewhere to go. And it crashed. And it crashed. This is what the driver crash looks like. Excellent. And that's it. All right, we're gonna try one more time, and if I have to restart, then I'll just end it. Let's see, will it actually load up again? Let's see. Oh, it's actually loading. Interesting. Back to custom search. Let's see what else we got here, because I didn't do like squad deathmatch or rush or King of the Hill. Let's do the grab bag. Actually, it makes more sense to continue with that, because I want that point to be made. I really feel like the maps are not very good. Crossplay on. Controller assist engaged. But yeah, I wish that battle had finished because it would have proven my point. Like, I've never seen NATO win from that side. I also find the factions funny. Like, what the hell is Pax Armada? It's like, apparently France joins the Russian side or something like that. It's really stupid. Let's see what else we got. I like how that you can turn down the tinnitus effect and the pitch. That's very funny. There's a ton of options for all of the different controllers and that kind of stuff. Like if you want to do hints or not, or different graphic options that have to do specifically with like weapon blur or camera shake. I wish that you could turn it down even more, but camera shake is built into the game's mechanics, so they don't let you. All right, squad deathmatch. So this will show an example of like how chaotic the wide maps are, even where it's intent. Like you can tell this is like a Call of Duty style map.
Get to the rally point!
Let's go full Sigger. Okay, so yeah, it's squads versus... Okay, so it's like our squad versus all the other squads. Great. Doing so much damage. I was doing damage. Mm-hmm. I bet you were just gonna stay in this corner. Look at this, man. Come on. 15 damage is so much. What else we got here? Enhanced recoil. So it should be all recoil control. Takes so long. So yeah, typically I feel like the close combat stuff is not very fun. The joint operation stuff is very fun, and that's promising because that's what Battlefield is really about anyway. So not caring about this is not the biggest thing in the world. Or just not being the good stuff. Nice. And you're dead. Lucky shot. Only in Battlefield.
Contact! Enemy infantry engaging!
Watch yourself!
All units, mission is still on target. Good work.
Why is my health still down? Is do you only heal in the squad deathmatch from your teammates? Very interesting.
Charge set! Stand by!
Or is it a bug? Okay. What? Whatever. Okay, what's happening now? What's happening? I can't spawn. No, what's going on? This is new. Now I can't spawn in. Well, chat, what do you think about that? No. Goodness gracious. So I guess I'll just be out of the rest of the match, huh? Cool. This is ridiculous.
Refocus and attack.
We're losing ground out here!
Okay. All right, and I guess I'll do one more thing. What's the last one that I haven't done yet? Oh yeah, this King of the Hill and Domination. Yeah. We played a breakthrough, which is basically a rush. Whatever. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I really want to like the weapons and all of that more, but I don't know. I find it really hard to. We love the M4. I want to love the M4. I want to love all the stuff, but it's not. It doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. And it's really difficult to unlock more stuff for the SIG pistol because it's just so weak. It doesn't do 25 damage. I don't know why it's saying that. It does 17 damage. I don't know if that's a bug or what. It's also interesting that the M320 is different colors depending on which one that you like. They look the same here, but they're not the same. They have different colors. So it's not like you're just switching the grenades, you're just switching the weapons themselves. I have not seen people use flash grenades effectively. Smoke grenades are highly effective. It's interesting that you only get one explosive. Reasonable because it cuts down on it, but at the same time, there's a lot of times where I go, you know what, I could really use a grenade right now. Okay, we'll try that, I guess. Minor benefits to things. Delayed healing is interesting. It delays their healing. That's kind of an interesting idea for a shotgun. Don't have that yet, though. Slug's not worth it. Not at all. No need for a crosshair. As I said, the laser sights make it so that it's like there's not enough. If it makes the cone narrower, then it's not very useful as a shotgun, is it? I didn't know that different classes have different signature traits either. That's interesting. Auto spot when you look down the sights, that's cool. Interesting how there's no games though. I don't know why that's happening. Let's see here. Do another custom search. Add more. Oh, there you go. Typical Call of Duty domination. Let's see, we'll do support. No sprint speed penalty for the machine gun. That's interesting. What else is there? Faster draw with the assault rifle. SMG hipfire control. Stabilize aim by holding breath and... Oh, okay. Interesting. No, that's not what I wanted. I want this. I like that you can do that. I like that you can change your weapon loadout. So smaller, close quarters ones, it's 8 on 8.
Oh my god.
Which I think is a pretty good ratio.
Be advised, the enemy has secured objective Alpha. Our troops have secured Alpha.
Right in the head. Oh!
I'm just getting felted over here.
Oh, they better be lucky. They better be lucky. You know what? He better be lucky.
Charlie is on the
Look, hang on. Man, come here. Come here real quick. You about to go to work? Look at. Grab that box in my closet.
So yeah, bone standard domination. Feels like these maps are more designed for that. That the smaller ones are made for tighter gameplay with a smaller footprint for the gameplay to take place in, where there's going to be less spreading out. King of the Hill is a way more difficult thing to manage on this map. This one it's a little easier because you can cover areas, it feels like.
I gotta go, guys.
That's what I was saying about the bullet power. 5.56 versus 5.56. One does more damage. It's times like those I feel like it's like the Matrix, where it's like I've seen them shoot at agents and hit nothing but air. That's me right there.
Objective Bravo has fallen to the enemy.
Whoa, buddy.
Okay, we now control Bravo.
So yeah, this map makes a lot more sense if you're doing these close quarters battles type single, you know, we're not single player, what do you call it? Like deathmatch modes. There isn't just a straight team deathmatch, I don't think, but these Call of Duty style objectives, it makes a lot more sense to play it on these maps.
Objective Bravo being captured by hostiles.
You're just mad because you were bad at the game. Yes. How did you know? Alright, so that was Domination. Very quick match. Like they said, it's about 10 minutes most of the time, they say, for the smaller matches, and 20 minutes for the Conquest matches, which I think is pretty good. What else? What else we got here? We're gonna do a King of the Hill, I think, and then that'll be it. You could tell me all the devs from 2042 were fired and I'd believe you. That is true. They were actually fired. Yeah. I want to quit to main menu. I want to play a King of the Hill match, and then I think that we'll have covered basically everything that the game has to show. I think there's only a couple things that I haven't talked about, but I think that's it. Maybe Rush. We'll do that as the finale. But yeah, I mean, you know, you can play the beta right now. It's free. It's available to everybody. I think that there's just enough content to cover the weekend, but that's another thing that I'm interested in, is what else there is to the game, because this feels like it needs more. I don't know how to describe what it is. Like, I don't know if it's more vehicle types. I don't know if it's bigger maps. I don't know if it's more weapons or whatever it is that they have in their back pocket that's more, but there feels like there should be more. This is enough for a play test. I don't know if it's enough for the whole game, though. Let's see. Let's see if we can do... No, I don't have the suppressor yet. Dang old suppressor. Do a more stealthy build. Commando barrel. Short barrel intended for CQC. Improves hip accuracy and aiming speed. I don't think there's anything else we could do for that. I wonder if there will be other melee types. Probably not. I don't think it's that much of a focus. Let's see. Try and get revives. We can do that. Yeah, it's definitely not... It runs like crap. I mean, I have a 6800. It should be running okay, but it really is not. It, like on dense maps with a lot of particles, even with all the settings on low, I think I have everything on low. It runs like, it just chugs. Where is it? No dynamic resolution scale. What AMD anti-lag? I don't know what that. Maybe that's crashing shit. I'm not using any of the frame generation stuff because it just introduces latency when it comes to inputs. No, don't want any of this. You got to turn off this infantry crosshair projection stuff, because then the crosshair will move if you don't. Very annoying. Where is it? Yeah, low PCF filter for I don't have anything on, and it still can barely reach 120 FPS, which is really not great. So it's very unoptimized, and I don't think it needs all that graphical fidelity, like enhancement. But at the same time, I feel as though by making the smoke effects really dense, what they've done is they've made it so that it is a gameplay factor. You do have to account for that. And so there is something to that. There is something to the idea that, oh, I can't see it, well, I guess I'm screwed then, I shouldn't go after it. And that does slow the game down in a way that I think that they want to. Let's see here. What else we got? I don't understand this. I turned off all the aim assist. I don't know if there are people that are playing with it. I don't know if this affects controllers or mice. If it affects mouse players, that's kind of silly. But it looks like it's the controller thing. How it snaps to a target or whatever. Where's my crosshair settings? Because I want to turn it up. I've been playing it with on the crosshairs on very low opacity because they don't feel accurate to me. That's another thing. Let's see, maybe I'll intensity. I don't know what that means. Let's see, we'll try to turn this down. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. So this is Hardpoint, King of the Hill. Obviously, it's familiar to anybody that's played Call of Duty. And we're going support. And give them all the support in the world. Let's go. This is going to be a cluster of the gaggle. I intended that. I intended that as well. It was all by design. This is my plan. Oh. It's hectic. It's spurgy. Oh yeah, and then on those modes that are like the faster modes, your spawn time is almost instantaneous. So it's even more encouraged you're even more encouraged to just run in there and rush in and do the Call of Duty thing. Keep the intensity up. So it gives you, there's a lot of options. I feel like you have for the Battlefield player, if you like different aspects of Battlefield, they've made a lot of it available. Dark McLovin. Big McLaunch. It's not working there.
Come on! Yes, thank you.
Your objective designated. Objective ready.
Can't see anything. Let's go. Keep it up. Keep the pressure on, baby. It's dusty roads, baby. We're gonna keep that pressure on.
Hostiles are leading the fight. The enemy are winning the fight. All units regroup. The objective is under enemy control. The objective designated. Come on! Objective ready.
All right. Hell yeah, dude. I find it entertaining how much better this map is, for example, when there's a minimal amount of objectives. Domination, you have 3, where you're doing King of the Hill and you have multiple of them, as opposed to Conquest, where you have to control areas, and each area is sort of its own map. I think this is a much, much better way of doing it, and I wonder if maps are designed with that in mind. Like, oh, we're going to make this map specifically for this shit. We're going to make this map for this, and so on and so forth.
Come on!
Come on, bro. Get me up. Yeah. Let's go. Hell yeah, buddy.
Let's move! Your objective located. Let's go. Objective alive.
Absolute chaos. Let's go.
Hostile forces are still controlling the fight. Break their hold.
I think it has all the components necessary to be a success. It has it. It just has to fine tune it. And then it'll work out in a way that they're intended. Because you can feel it. You can feel that there's something here. That guy should have killed me. That guy should have killed me. That was totally luck.
Your objective designated.
No! Okay, that's perfect. That's a perfect representation of the game. So it crashed. Got a driver hang. Which is, the story with that is that for some reason, Battlefield 2042 would crash a bunch on the 6800 series, the 6000 series in general, based on the driver. And what would happen is you would have to go back and use an old driver. But then when this came out, the first beta, it was like, okay, the drivers need to be updated to the newest driver. So you update to the newest driver, and then it's still crashing in 2042. And then in this, it's still doing the same thing, but it's crashing differently. And there's no consistency for it. So I don't know what aspect of the Frostbite engine is messed up. But that's my introduction to the Battlefield 6 Reno. And it's amazing how competent that the game is. Like, they did a really good job with it. And there's a lot of moments where you're satisfied with it. There's moments where I haven't been satisfied with it. There's been moments where I'm wondering if it's me or if there's something going on with netcode or if it's something going on with it. But by and large, it feels, and the same thing with like cheaters. Like, I've come across a couple cheaters, but I haven't seen rampant cheating, or it doesn't feel like that. So that's another interesting thing that I've been noticing. I like the secure boot thing. I get it. People are complaining about Linux or whatever. But all in all, I think the game is pretty competently put together. It's the most promising thing, and it's coming from such a low bar. 2042 has created such a low bar, but just mostly because of his reputation. I've played 700 hours of that. I have a bunch of footage from 2 years of gameplay. I want to put together a review for it. And you know, I will defend that game as an okay Battlefield game for what it is. It works as it is, but all of the things that they removed from 2042, you don't really miss a lot of them. Like, oh, okay, you know, it'd be really cool to have the grappling hook. That'd be cool, but I don't miss it when the game plays like this. I don't miss the self-flying AT, like the remote control AT weapon. I don't miss that. I don't miss wingsuits, you know, I don't miss the cluster grenades or any of the see-through walls stuff. Like, you don't miss it. Yeah, retrospective, current spective. So I think that, like, to me, it's just we get into the finickiness of the guns and the attachments, and that's where most of my complaints are. And if it's located to just like one thing, even though that's, I think, the most important thing is how the weapons feel. Based on what I've seen, I can imagine that this game is actually going to turn out to be something. And like, who cares about like Call of Duty Killer or whatever? But like, I do think that this is a competent game that fits the niche. I just hope that there's enough content in the game that it'll have like a perennial aspect of it, like it'll stay alive. Because once 2042 got fixed by the same people making this, I felt like it wasn't too bad, and I was like, yeah, I'll boot it up and I'll play it. And then I think honestly, a lot of stuff that comes from BattleBit got applied to Battlefield 6. Now, I wonder if the corporate side is going to make it worse. But if it doesn't, then this could be a big success for them. And I think financially it'll be a surprise success for them. Not a surprise. It's not surprising based on the team. But I'm looking forward to it. I know it's only Friday. There's still Saturday and Sunday to play. But I think just based on that 2.5 hours that I've been showing this off, I think that's... Now it's just if you want to keep doing that. But that's what it is. I definitely err on the side of there's a huge distinction between the small maps that you're like, this is a domination map, and then the small maps that are like, this is not a conquest map. We don't want that, but this map that's bigger is a great conquest map. I want more large scale maps. I want more to the game. I think that they can do more experimentation. But again, based on what they've done with 2042 over the years that they were repairing it from being the worst ever or whatever, I think that they're going to develop this into something even greater. I just really hope it's not EA. Like, yeah, I hope EA isn't the big Satan. Because if it is, then holy cow, man, it's over. You know what I mean? But I think that covers the basis of it. And I think we're all going to go hang out at the casino now. So thank you for chilling, grilling on this episode of Glib Tries It. But yeah, so that's fun. And I encourage people to try it out. I don't know when the game comes out if they give like a trial for it. But like, yeah, it does not, you need a good computer for it. It's not going to play well on anything less than what I have, which is already not good enough. I already feel like if I had more frames, then I could do better, that kind of thing. It's one of those things. But positive review right now. So I'll see you guys later. I got more coming. I got a video. I got all. I got a bow. You know what I mean? So.